You typed a username into a search bar. Just a username. Minutes later, you had a full name. A city, a job, old photos, a Reddit account from 2014, an email, and a LinkedIn they thought nobody would find. That's not hacking. That's not illegal. That's OSINT. And it might be the most underestimated skill in all of cybersecurity. Today, we're going deep. Not beginner stuff. The actual workflow. The actual tools. The stuff investigators use at 2 a.m. when they need answers. Let's get into it. Welcome back. If you're new here, this channel is where we take cybersecurity seriously. No fluff. No fake demos. Real tools, real techniques, real knowledge. Today's topic, OSINT, Open Source Intelligence. We will cover everything. Let's move. Sherlock. Here's something most people never think about. Every time someone creates an online account, they pick a username. And most people, because humans are creatures of habit, pick the same one everywhere. Same handle on Reddit, on GitHub, on Steam, on some forum they made an account on in 2014 and forgot about, on a fitness app, on a dating site. Every single one of those accounts is a data point. And Sherlock is the tool that collects them all in one shot. Open source. Python. Command line. One command, Sherlock Darkwave 9, and it fires off requests to 400+ websites, simultaneously checking if that username exists. GitHub, TikTok, Reddit, Tinder, PyPI, Telegram, Twitch, Arduino, Steam. The full list runs to over 400 platforms and it's growing. Results come back in real time. Found, found, not found. Found, export to CSV, export to Excel. The technical trick behind it? It's not scraping pages. It's exploiting the fact that every platform creates a predictable profile URL when you register. Sherlock hits those URLs and reads the HTTP response. 404 means no account. 200 means found. Here's the professional warning. False positives exist. Some platforms always return a 200 regardless. You never present a Sherlock result without manually clicking every single link and confirming it with your eyes. The tool finds the leads. You confirm them. Section 3. Email. Intelligence. Epieos. Now you've got accounts. Some of them have emails buried in the public data, a GitHub commit history, an old forum post, a profile bio. You have the email. Now what? You drop it into Epieos. And this is where things get genuinely unsettling. Epieos is a reverse lookup engine that takes an email address and fires it against 140+ services simultaneously: Google, LinkedIn, Skype, Strava, Fitbit, GitHub, Duolingo, Vivino, Trello, Pinterest, Notion, Etsy, and returns every platform where that email has an account. But here's the part that changes how you see the internet. If that email is connected to a Google account, Epieos returns the account holder's display name, their profile photo, and their last active timestamp. You type in an email address, and a face appears on your screen. And here's the critical thing: the target gets zero notification. No alert, no email, nothing. Epieos uses passive techniques only. You're invisible. Some deep features require the paid tier, about $30 a month, but even the free version will shock you with what it surfaces. One email address. Used to mean nothing. Now it means everything. Section 4. The Silent Scanner. Holehe Epieos is your web-based pivot tool. Holehe is your deep-run command line weapon. Different approach. Same goal map where that email exists. Holehe is open-source Python, and it works through one brilliant technical trick. It doesn't try to log in. It doesn't touch the actual account. It hits the forgot password endpoint, the page every platform exposes publicly, so you can recover your account. Send it an email, and the platform tells you whether an account exists. Holehe reads that response. Silent. No authentication. No cookies. No activity triggered on the target's end whatsoever. Run it. Holehe target@email.com, and you watch 100 20-plus platforms check one by one in your terminal. Snapchat exists. Adobe exists. Dropbox exists. Spotify exists. Amazon exists. And for some of those hits, Holehe pulls back partial data that the password reset flow leaks a partially masked recovery email, a partially masked phone number, x@gmail.com, +1, 78. Each confirmed platform is a new thread, a new direction to pull. You don't investigate all of them, you look for the ones that have public-facing content attached to them. That Spotify profile might be public. That GitHub might have repositories. That Strava might have a running route with GPS coordinates embedded in it. One email. Explosive output. Section 5. The automation engine, SpiderFoot. You're already sitting on usernames, emails, profiles, and photos. Now you need something that connects all the pieces. That's where SpiderFoot comes in. Feed it a single clue, and it automatically expands the investigation across dozens of sources. But SpiderFoot's real strength isn't collecting data, it's connecting it. An email leads to a domain leads to an IP, and every new discovery becomes the next lead automatically. Within minutes, isolated clues turn into a visual map of relationships, making hidden connections impossible to miss. Digital identity confirmed. But can we place someone in the real world? This is where Overpass Turbo and OpenStreetMap become incredibly powerful. Imagine you find a photo online. Nothing obvious. Just a few background details. A fountain, a tram stop, a unique building. Most people would ignore them. An investigator sees clues. Overpass Turbo lets you search massive mapping data for those exact features and narrow down possible locations. Compare the results with the photo, and suddenly a random image isn't random anymore. It's a place on a map. This exact approach has been used to verify locations, geolocate images, and uncover details hidden in plain sight. And the best part? It's completely free and open to everyone. Section 6. Putting you on the map. Overpass Turbo plus OpenStreetMap. Here it is. Tightened. Nothing important cut. Section 6. Putting you on the map. Overpass Turbo plus OpenStreet. Map. 540-635. Digital identity confirmed. Now, can we place this person in the real world? This is where Overpass Turbo and OpenStreetMap come in. And this is the tool even experienced OSINT people underestimate. OpenStreetMap is a global, crowdsourced mapping database. Roads, buildings, landmarks, bus stops, surveillance cameras, cafes, unusual infrastructure. Every tagged object on the planet. Think Wikipedia, but for physical geography. Overpass Turbo is the query engine that lets you interrogate it with surgical precision. Real scenario. You have a photo. In the background, a fountain and a tram stop. No obvious city. No visible signs. You go to Overpass Turbo and ask it one question. Show me every place on Earth where a fountain exists within 100 meters of a tram stop. Results populate on an interactive map. You compare each candidate against your photo in Street View. One matches exactly. You just place that image on a real map from two background objects. Bellingcat and other investigators have used this exact method to geolocate conflict zone footage, verify claimed locations, and identify buildings from satellite imagery alone. No API key, no account, no cost. Completely open. Evidence or it didn't happen. Hunchly. Here's where amateur investigators destroy their own work. They find something incredible, screenshot it, paste it into a doc. And 3 days later, the post is deleted, the account is gone, and there's zero verifiable record it ever existed. Hunchly solves that. It's a browser extension. Activate it at the start of your investigation and forget about it. Silently, automatically, it captures every page you visit. Full screenshot, URL, timestamp, HTML content, and a cryptographic SHA-256 hash. That hash is everything. It proves the content hasn't been touched since the moment you captured it. That's chain of custody. That's legally defensible evidence. Built in 2015. adopted by law enforcement and military agencies worldwide. Acquired by Maltego in 2025, the same platform used by the FBI and Interpol. You don't manually document anything. Hunchly builds the case file while you investigate. Because undocumented findings aren't findings. They're just memories. Section 8. The Overlooked Goldmine. Public Records. Let me tell you what most people in OSINT skip. And it's the most powerful layer of all. Government records. They're not on the dark web. They're not hidden. They're sitting in public databases, completely legally accessible, and almost nobody bothers because they require actual research work rather than running a script. Court records on Pacer. Property ownership on state government portals. Business registrations and LLC filings. Bankruptcy filings. Campaign finance contributions. Federal contractor award databases. SEC filings for public companies. FOIA requests via foia.gov. Here's what this layer actually does for an investigation. Your anonymous online alias has been connected through tools and public records to a real legal name. That name shows up in an LLC registration. That LLC has a registered address. That address is tied to property records. Those property records show a purchase date and a price. You've gone from a username to a life story. Every step was legal. Every record was public. You just had to know where to look. Section 9. The complete workflow, live. Let's run it. Real scenario. Username, darkwave, not 99. Sherlock. Fires first finds the handle on GitHub, a music production forum, and a Twitch channel. All three manually confirmed. Real accounts. GitHub commit. History has an email partially exposed in the metadata. Grabbed. Epieos hits the email and returns a Google account. There's a display name. There's a face. Holehe runs the same email. Spotify registered. LinkedIn registered. Strava registered. That Strava is public. The running route is a 5-kilometer loop in a very specific neighborhood of a very specific city. SpiderFoot gets the domain attached to one of the GitHub commits. UHOIS returns a registrant name and city. SpiderFoot chains that IP across threat intel feeds and surfaces a small business entity. Public records. That business name is a registered LLC. Filing documents show a street address. One photo in the GitHub profile has a background landmark. Overpass Turbo confirms it's consistent with that neighborhood. Street View puts it on the exact block. Hunchly has been running since minute 1. Every page, every timestamp, every hash. The entire investigation is documented, verifiable, and court-ready. Username to address. 40 minutes. 0 illegal actions. Outro. This is the world you're operating in. Every username you've ever used, every email, every photo you've posted without stripping the metadata, every platform you forgot you signed up for in 2013. It's all still there. And now you know exactly how someone would find it. Use this ethically. Use it legally. Use it to understand the footprint you leave and the footprint others leave behind. If this hit different, you know what to do. Subscribe. Send this to someone who needs to see it. And in the comments, one question. What's the first thing you're going to investigate? I'll see you in the next one.